Finally, a chicken I can put my blessing behind. Say yes to Popia's chicken, the official chicken of Popabaiga. The only chicken you'll need for your salvation. Even that Shlomo guy likes it.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
Say yes to Popias. It's heavenly.
Now streaming on Disney Plus. He was the galaxy's most feared and badass bounty hunter. That is, until he was bought by Disney. Now watch as he struggles with PTSD flashbacks and teaches a tribe of primitive natives to dance with sticks.
You push your left foot in, you push your left foot out, you push your left foot in and you shake it all out. You do the hokey tokey and you turn yourself around.
Hokey?
That's what it's all about.
All because Kathleen Kennedy couldn't have two characters that were exactly the same. Especially after they repurposed the Boba Fett movie into The Mandalorian. Tamura Morrison returns to the role that he probably shouldn't have in Dances with Feet. Only on Disney Plus. I mean, I hope they're paying him well enough to put up with this kind of humiliation.
Like a bantha. Yes? Maybe not.
Coming up on the CW, it's prom night, and love is in the air.
Until it's time to throw down!
Sam and Miguel share a tender moment.
But look who's crashing the party!
Watch as young couples share a romantic dance.
And fight! And dance fight!
Be sure to watch an extra special episode
of Kung Fu High Prom Night!
Morning, everybody. How much in the morning? And we're sure. How much in the morning? How much in the morning? And we're sure. We got my bring sports. We got Rob Bartlett. We're in blue street. How much in the morning? W. And we're sure. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. How much in the morning? How much in the morning? We're sure. W66 WFAN, New York. There's a kitty cat down here. Kitty cat down here. Kitty cat town. Now it's in the morning, community. Let's check in. Hey, buddy. Cat cam. Hey, everybody. How much in the morning? Let's check in with the cat cam. How much in the morning? He rubs his noggin on it. Up here, buddy. There he goes. There's one of them. The other one is over there. I don't know if you can see him. Over there, big lump of cat over there. There's a big lump of cat. There's another lump of cat. Up here, buddy. Up here. Up here. Rancher. He's trying to eat the camera. No, you don't eat the camera, buddy. Up. Still trying to eat the camera. How you know? So that's the cat cam. We'll check back in on with them. Happy head evening, everyone. Two tutorials on pair of washing machines on YouTube. Yes. Yeah, well, we're... Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about that, Michael Bashir. We're all in the same boat. Yeah, you get parts overnight if we needed to. That's true. I'm Simone over here. I'm Simone. So okay, so the Kathleen Kennedy watch. Kathleen Kennedy watch continues, everybody. Let me tell you. We actually it's starting to be picked up by other media outlets. It's being picked up here by DisneyDining.com, of all things, DisneyDining.com. Inside the Magic has the piece here. Star Wars fans rejoice as Lucasfilm reportedly fires controversial Disney-era executive. It's not so much we rejoice, it's just it would be more of a sense of relief. At this point, listen, Star Wars is foobarred. And I really do believe that all these projects that she announced is part of this burning this silliness to the ground.
What does she care? What do they care? We were so shitty with George.
Well, listen. I'm going to pull up a graphic here. Her standing in front of in this here. Take a look. I mean, she's front and center on everything here. But how many of these? How many of these happened, and how many of these are really? Look, Lando, Rogue Squadron, Star Wars Visions that have Willow, Andor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, The Acolyte, Bad Batch. A lot of these happened, but really, I mean, Lando's not happening. Rogue Squadron's not happening. Rangers of the New Republic. Oh, anybody remember that one? Does anybody remember that one? Even if KK leaves, Disney's still a crap company. Imagine if Lucasfilm fed Doomcock and that Sparrow guy false information. Well, that's always possible. Listen, I'm not saying I believe Sparrow implicitly or Cameron Pasha.
I don't.
Because listen, I've spoken to Cameron Pasha quite a number of times on the old show, and he's an okay guy. You know, I don't think, and nothing personal against him, but you know, so I kind of express some skepticism of his sources. I think she has a lot of blackmail dirt. I think she has an ironclad contract, is what I think. I think she has an absolute ironclad contract. And if they boot her to the curb, then they're going to have to pay a huge severance, an exit fee, or whatever.
They might have to pay her $1 million severance or something ridiculous.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
What would her severance be for producing just everything?
Ahsoka is only there because it's a Mary Sue body pillow of one guy. She's gonna stay. She's gonna stay at least to the year 2525. I think. In the year 2525, Kathleen Kennedy still. If Kathleen Kennedy is still alive. Now, listen. Hey, Lucy Meow, how you doing? Lucas himself made her. Here's the thing about Kathleen Kennedy.
He wants it to fail because he doesn't care.
Well, it's not that he wants it to fail. It's just he wants it. Listen, at some point, you just have to say, okay, you know what? That's it. I'm out. I'm out. So it's still his baby. It's still his it's still his movie. They're still his movies. But at some point, you gotta let go. Now I'm gonna pull together. Let me see. Hold on. I was gonna bring up something. I can't remember what it was. But the whole other thing is, what? That's okay. The whole other thing is now. You have this whole thing. I mean, so many blockbusters are failing. You're right. And you're right. Oh, I was going to pull up about the Indy 5 and the Flash. Let me pull up the box office here. Insidious, Red Door. The Red Door slams. Oh, boy, this is not good.
Flash isn't even in the top 10 anymore.
Flash is dropped out of the top 10. Insidious: The Red Door slams on Indiana Jones with $32 million opening. A Sunday AM box office update. Post toilet paper out with Smile, Warner Brothers' Evil Dead Rise, and Universal's Megan and the Black Phone, but not Sony until now. Red Door is opening the $32.65 million weekend this weekend, the second best start in the Insidious franchise, after Chapter 2's $40.2 million and tombing Indiana Jones in second place with $26.5 million. On the second weekend, Red Door reps also the best start in the last 2 years for a PG-13 horror movie. More pom-poms for Sony. Their Marvel Into the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse just outstripped Disney Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy as the highest-grossing movie of the summer. Boo. Boo. For Blumhouse, Red Door is the 16th title to open at number 1, while tentpoles get all the glory in the post-toilet paper marketplace. Blumhouse continues to deliver. Sony gets props here for finally getting their hands on a franchise they've always had a financial stake in. I hear Sony Motion Picture Group Chairman and CEO Tom Rothman selected the brilliant Daredevil release date between Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny and ahead of the Tom Cruise summer box office cyclone, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Talk about bravado. Typically, studios avoid getting in the wake of a big Disney movie a la Marvel Lucasfilm. However, rival studio brass often hear when the competition is coming up greatly short months before a pic's opening. Either that, or box office history was telling that despite the huge $100 million plus opening and the less than fan fave Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull only held on to number 1 for one weekend back in 2008. The pick unseated in weekend 2 by Sex and the City, $57 million to $44.7 million. Rothman was adamant that Red Door make its release date. Together with Sony co-president Jack Greenstein, they knew they had a bigger hit on their hands than the latest installment of this jump scare movie than any other Insidious title. What's the difference between... Okay, this is more about Insidious. I don't care about Insidious. Red Door, horror is not my thing. So... But herein is the lights the problem. There's some certain things about the Sound of Freedom. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Sound of Freedom, because there's a lot of, I won't call it shenanigans, but there's a lot of stuff going on around that. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Here's why so the Guardian's asking, and you even have Collider now saying Indiana Jones was a waste of a promising character. Wasted a promising, who's wasted? Who did they waste the promising character? Oh, Shawnette Renee Wilson, the Foxy Brown there, whatever the hell her name was. Here is the problem, though. And the whole thing about the Sound of Freedom, we're going to get to that. Sound of Freedom is inflating their box office too. The thing about Indiana Jones, listen, a new Indiana Jones movie could have worked, just not with this creative team behind it. Indiana Jones, it's a character that can be done pretty much anytime. Not anytime. It's of its time. It's an 80s blockbuster. But you can come in and you can make a Indiana Jones movie, and at any point, as long as you have a good script, I mean, and I really do think that they should have first and foremost recast Harrison Ford. I know people love Harrison Ford. I know people love, but you know what? The biggest problem here, yes, is exactly that. Harrison Ford is way too old for action movies. At some point, an 80-year-old Harrison Ford, even in the Crystal Skull, it was a little little dodgy, you know? Even that. And that's another thing, actually. Yeah, you're right. Without George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, it was never going to work. At some point, Steven Spielberg said, "Listen, I'm out. Forget it. Yeah, screw you guys. I'm going home." And that should have been the indicator that told them, you know what, this is not a good idea. Let's not do this. And again, as always, I keep saying that if you really wanted to do an Indiana Jones movie, you could have very well, if you wanted the series to continue, if you want the series to continue in some form, the solution was staring you right in the face. And it was this thing here. You could have very easily had an Indiana Jones series on Disney Plus, an animated series. You do 10, 15 animated, 12, 15 animated episodes every year, 7, 8 months or whatever. I mean, look, they've got the look and the feel of this whole thing down. This guy, Patrick Schoenmaker. And that way you could keep Harrison Ford stays perpetually 40 years old. You can even have somebody come and just do the voice. You know. But I really do think that the whole and you can say, wasn't there an indie series in the 90s when Indiana Jones served in World War I? That the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. That was the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. We could have a short round movie passing the torch to the son of Indy. There's a lot of stuff you could do. You could have Indy living a life in semi-retirement. You know, he's an adjunct professor. He comes in, he teaches a few classes here and there. You know, he's on the board of trustees of some university somewhere. And then he gets in, he shows up and then he gets a knock at his door, and it's short round. Indy, I need your help. Sorry, kid, I don't do that anymore. Indy, you're the only one I know who can help me. Kid, I'm too old for that. And you could have easily portrayed Indiana Jones as some elder statesman, some sort of older man who's this wealth of this font of knowledge. But no, they wanted to humiliate her. You might not so much humiliate, but they wanted to set up Poob as the hero of this. And there was plans. You can't tell me otherwise. There were plans afoot, or at least there were plans afoot, to have Poob take over the series. I've seen evidence of that. The comments that Kathleen Kennedy has made, she could see the series taking on a new role and see Poob taking over the series. There is no doubt in my mind that Poob was going to, at some point, supplant Harrison Ford.
And this whole thing about this whole thing about Kathleen Kennedy. Oh, I could series could continue on with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Listen. Can we please stop trying to make her a thing, please? She's a writer. I know that. Okay, but I really don't think she's done anything that's compelling. Killing Eve was pretty good. Haven't seen Fleabag. Can't comment on that. But she did more. Allegedly, she wrote a lot more of the James Bond movie No Time to Die than we were first led to believe. And the fact that ring ran into the ground. I mean, really, that's all you really need. Listen, is she a good writer? Maybe, but her skill set is not suited to this kind of work. It really isn't. Her skills, she does the whole, the whole sarcasm, snarky thing. And the other thing too is I don't know what is her appeal besides having 2 X chromosomes or whatever. What is her appeal? Someone tell me that. What is her appeal? She's not that attractive, at least not traditionally. I don't see the appeal. I don't think she's that good a writer. Right. She's definitely not an action star. What is Poob's appeal? What is the Poob appeal? She has no Poob. She has no Poob appeal. She's like I said. She looks like a chicken. She looks like a pigeon. She looks like a separated bird. Poob, or pigeon. Is it live or is it Memorex? I don't know. The passenger pigeon is apparently not extinct. And this was the other thing. Like I said, we saw evidence of this. She hinted at it. There were rumors going around that there was going to be a TV series. Entirely possible. Indiana Jones reportedly 5 kills Harrison Ford's character. Kathleen Kennedy signals Phoebe Waller-Bridge taking over lead. So there were plans. There were plans afoot to completely erase Harrison Ford from this film series and have Poob take over. Kathleen Kennedy, this just might be the case. She said it's entirely possible, but we're not having any of those conversations right now. We're just focused on finishing with Harrison. You know, in the back of her mind, that this was actually the case. Sean Russell. Rob, I as a straight man find you more attractive than Poob. Get my eyes checked. She looks like a pigeon. She looks like a dodo. Let's bring up a dodo. Let's see. Oh yeah, I see it now. I definitely see it now. There you go. Okay, there's a dodo. Okay, here we go. Here is a dodo. We're going to do a comparison. There's a dodo bird. Okay. And we're going to bring up a picture of okay, well, first of all, I got to bring up a picture. Poob. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff from World Class Bullshitters, for coining that phrase.
Poob. It's fitting. That is the only. That's the only name adjective you can use for her. Poob. She's poob. She is poob. She is a poob if I ever saw a poob. Okay, there's the dodo, and here is the picture of, for those who, in case we want to have nightmares. Okay, so once again, we have a dodo, the long extinct dodo bird. Okay, and now we have, for comparative purposes only, poob. So, yep, man, I see it right there. Yeah, the resemblance is striking. Separated birth, the dodo or poob? The dodo is apparently not extinct. Look at that. And this is where she's got the hair covering that mole. Get that mole lasered off, will you, lady? Jesus. Hey, kids, just grilling and listening in. Oh, that's no problem. The dodo is, in fact, more attractive. Don't bring up poob. Please, Rob, don't. I'll behave again, I promise. Yes, well, Lucy Meow, that is a very good point. That is a very good point. I mean, listen. I mean, every movie that she's had has been starring a brunette version of British version of herself. I don't have that meme handy, but somebody assembled a collage of that. Felicity Jones, Daisy Ridley, Poob. Who else was there? Amelia Clark. All of them. She sees herself. This is her wish fulfillment. I'm going to come in. I'm going to tell the men in these movies what to do.
My wish fulfillment is hockey bukkake.
Yes. Hockey bukkake. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. And I don't think that. Listen, I don't think there's this. It's disguised as a feminist agenda. I really do think that this is her what? Hockey bukkake? Buhaki. It's disguised as a feminist agenda. It is disguised as a feminist agenda. This is Kathleen Kennedy's wish fulfillment. She always thought herself as a heroic type. She wants to show the men in the world what she wants to do. And this is her. It's not getting back at George or Steven. Well, she might have some resentment towards Steven Spielberg, because Steven Spielberg said that she's pretty much an idiot. Steven Spielberg went on record. He said she wasn't good at her job. Yes, I got you. What's up, pal? Sorry, late. Oh, don't worry. You didn't miss much. We missed. We had a little technical difficulty, so we had to start a little bit later. Oh God, I want to go to sleep this month. Now I have to stay awake to prevent this nightmare. So, let's bring up Box Office Mojo. Actually, come on, Box Office Mojo. Dial of Destiny. Box Office Mojo, powered by IMDb, grosses 247 million worldwide so far.
as of this weekend. A 26% drop off. But and I do think that listen, I'm positive that there's another version of this film out there, because now we're seeing conflicting reports. James Mann, because we heard about test screenings that did not go well. Then we heard Steven Spielberg said, "Huh? They left him there."
Yeah, they were supposed to have left him back.
Yeah, we heard. Yeah, we heard that. We heard that there's another version of the ending where Indiana Jones stays in the past. There's another version of this. The original ending Mangold had was that Indy goes back and stops them from killing the World War II bad guy. We heard there's another ending, another version of this movie out there where Poob takes the hat. Indy gets killed in the past. Young Indy gets killed, and Poob picks up the hat and then becomes Indiana Jones. And there's
Pictures of that.
What?
Footage of that because it looked like her from behind.
Yeah, we did. It did look like her from behind. What was the yeah? We did see that was in one of the trailers, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That was in one of the trailers.
Oh, the early ones, yeah.
One of the early trailers, yeah. So I am convinced there is an alternate cut out of this film. With that alternate cut of this film that is even worse than what we got. I want to stay in the past. I want to die. I want to die. I really want to take a dump in the Roman toilet. The Romans, they had group toilets, the Romans. I want to take a dump in one. Always been a dream of mine. I want to die. I want to die. It's just him grumbling for. I don't get to do everything better than you, Dr. Jones. Shut up, you dumb broad. I want to die. Doom Clock said 6 reported endings identified. Yes. Listen, it's not unusual for a movie to have alternate endings. Well, they shoot the endings and then they test screen them, and then they go with the one that works best. This happened actually. There's the famous ending for Terminator Judgment Day, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, where it's more of a happy ending. There's kids playing. She's actually taking down her thoughts. But then James Cameron decided to go with the ending that we saw in theaters with the dark road and going down the dark road and the uncertain future. So then WDW Pro identified another different ending. So James Mangold actually has said that, this movie was screened several times, I believe. And John Williams let it slip when he was performing at La Scala, when conducting at La Scala, that we're shooting a new ending. There was too much missing plot between the punch and the final scene in his own. That's what we're discussing.
That's a whole movie.
That's a whole movie. Like, how do you? So essentially, she punches out Indy, which is, first of all, that's mistreating the elderly. What is it? What is it? Oh, yeah, fine. That's mistreating the elderly, okay? That is mistreating the elderly. And I want to see, and if according to their rules, this is according to their rules, the Antikythera, whatever the hell it's called, the Dial of Destiny, it only tells you where the fissures in time are opening. So, and we're still very unclear about how the thing actually works. That it doesn't create the fissures; it probably just detects the fissures. So there's probably these things happening all over the world. How come no one has fallen into one? And these fissures are only one-way door, a one-way door between ancient Rome and 1969.
or between guys, we can discuss about how the best women topless. Yeah, hey, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So here's the thing. Let's just say, for purposes of discussion, okay. Listen, according to their rules that they've laid down, the dial only detects fishes in time that will bring you between whatever time you're in and 2000 and 212, 213 BC to ancient Rome. Okay? That's the rules that they've laid down. It doesn't cross space, it just crosses time. So if you go through that fissure, you are going to be pretty much right where you started, but just somewhere along the time, somewhere a different place along the timeline. So they use the dial to detect another fissure that'll bring them back to 1969. They're still in somewhere over Sicily or Italy or whatever. How do you get an unconscious Harrison Ford? Let's just say they had to take. What if they had to take a commercial flight? First of all, they have to get him to Rome, to the airport. That's a good 5 or 6 hour drive. You have to steal a car. You have to get him to Rome. You have to buy the ticket. This is my great. Do you wheel him through the airport? He goes, is he unconscious all the way? This is my grandfather. No, it's okay. Yeah, sir. Where are you taking? Hey, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you taking this older man? Hey, what's the matter for you? We can't put him on the plane to look at that. No, this is my grandfather. He has narcolepsy. It's okay. How do you get him through security, get him through customs with an unconscious Indiana Jones in a wheelchair or whatever? Even for 1969, that's a stretch. Yes, while at the airport, while the FBI waits for him because he's suspected of murder. Oh, there's the movie just falls apart when you really think about it. So yeah. And then Marion comes walking in, and it gets kind of a good ending. And apparently, she originally was Karen Allen was originally supposed to be in the movie more, but that didn't happen. Karen Allen, when she was younger, I saw, hey, listen, I saw Animal House quite a bit. Karen Allen had a nice tush when she was younger, but my toxic manhood's coming out. Yes, unconscious Indy, guarantee he's got to have medical issues. He's probably got a concussion or something. You've punched out an 80-year-old man. He's got a concussion, possibly some brain bleeding, maybe contusion. Why was she fine with Indy now? Mutt came back. And you know what? Let me tell you, that there's that picture. There's the thing. Let's see. Do I have a screenshot? Do I have a screenshot of that? The only real indication we got that Mutt was dead is this. I don't remember. I can use. Oh, nobody cares. I got a small enough stream. Nobody cares where I get the. I found this screenshot on the net. So I have to preface that by saying, kids, piracy is wrong. The only indication we get that Mutt is dead is this. This is really the only indication that Mutt is dead. See, there's his up here. This is his picture on the shelf. That's his picture. There's a picture of Jesus. There's a picture of Mary. I think tending to when he was a baby. I think maybe there's a bust. I think this is a bust of Marcus Aurelius. There's a uniform here and the flag. The flag is when you see a flag folded into the triangle like that, that means it's been presented at a funeral. Usually they present a flag. That's the flag that goes over the coffin. So the only good thing about the movie was Mutt's death. Yeah, Marion had a deleted scene. We're going to see that scene is going to leak out, or we're going to get that scene as a bonus, as an extra. But this is the only real indication. I don't remember him saying at all, I lost my son in Vietnam. Grumble, grumble, grumble. I don't remember that coming up. This movie has so many problems. It's a miracle we're talking. It's a minor miracle where we're talking about it now. After 2 weeks, we're still talking about this. We should have put this to bed, but no. We're going to get a little bit more mileage out of this. Indy passed the torch to Mr. Khan. His first movie, Mr. Khan and the Vamana's Mysteries. Mr. Khan. What do you think, Mr. Khan? Why do you think Mr. Khan would want to be in this movie? Why do you think Mr. Khan? What Mr. Khan? Oh, not now. You've done it. What is wrong with you? Why do you think I want to be in this movie? Oh, hello, I'm Indiana Jones. Grumble. I didn't take a poop in Roman toilet. Yes, that is a big ambition. Taking poop in a Roman toilet. When you Americans are sick, you sick bastard, Mr. Khan, as he said, call you all sick bastards. Hello, I'm Indiana Jones. I go poopy time. I poop in my pants. Hello, what is going on? What is this poop lady? I don't know. Is she poop? Is she poop or she poop? I don't know. What is her name? This poop. How come this poop? Listen, Mr. Khan loved the James Bond. He loved the James Bond because she sexy lady. And now the poop comes along and she ruined it. She ruined everything. Poop ruined. I'm so glad that she's not in my movie. That's right. The poop is not in my movie. I have to talk to that Jeff man from the World Class Shitting Bulls. I have to see if we can find me Mr. Khan toy. I want my toy. I want my action figure. We go to all the stores. I see the video. We go to all the stores. He sees all the stores. I said, Mr. Jeff, can you find Mr. Khan figure? Yes, now the raffle Mr. I don't want these things. I want these. No, she's dead now. What a big white woman, and now she's dead. Hello, look at me, I'm dead. And the music stopped. And we changed chairs. We give Mr. Shlomo, can you fix the music? Let's do better. Okay. Mr. Khan is not going to be in the Indiana Jones movie. No, the poop is not going to be in the Indiana Jones movie. Why? Because she's touched. That is why. Oh, yes. Mr. Shlomo does not any of the things. What is Star Trek? Oh, I love it in Star Trek. I love it in Star Trek because they have fun on that. And so, I will help you Star Trek. I remember getting confused. I'm in the Star Trek. I want to be dead. Okay? I want to be dead. Yes, starting role. Let them fun. Star Trek. Oh, like. Oh, the movie. Oh, you go to the YouTube page. You go to the studios, and you get the free music. That is good stuff. Yeah, I don't have to pay anyone. Mr. Khan gets to keep all the money. That is right. Mr. Khan gets to keep all the money, and Poop doesn't get any of my money either. Because she sucks really bad. Yes, she does suck. Somehow, I think Mr. Poop says, oh no, she does not suck. Oh, I tell you to get to suck all night, every night. But you know, she does not suck. It's like Mr. Poop is very sad man. He's very sad. And I said, Mr. Poop, you come and see Mr. Khan, we go to the room, we go to the hockey boys, and then they make the random mecca, and you say, oh, you get that. Oh, she loved the hockey boys. I don't know why you play hockey indoors. Indoors? It is outside. Oh, what do you want? Oh, and then you can play hockey then. What happened to the music? Where did the music go? Where did the music go? Waiting for the music to start. Oh, there it is. Yes, Mr. Khan. Mr. Khan says, is right. So Mr. Khan is the hockey boys in random Makkah with my dead daughter. Okay? And now I go to there's the hockey to hockey. The do hockey. Yes, this is do hockey. This bit has gone on long enough. Shlomo, get me out of here. Yes, I don't film that in the locker room. You get the little Alice girl, the little Alice. Oh, look at that hair. Yeah, look at my right. And she's all fat and ugly with the black hair. I'm like, no, the little Alice had the red hair. I like that. Mr. Khan like the red hair. Mr. Khan loved the red hair. Okay, Mr. Khan going bye-bye now. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Back to Shlomo. I tell you, Mr. Khan. It gets tougher and tougher to keep a tight rein on Mr. Khan every day, every week. It really does. Always nice though when Mr. Khan shows up. Yes, Mr. Khan is the poop killer. So okay, so have I talked enough about this movie? This movie won't go away. That's the problem. No, not Sound of Freedom, Indiana Jones. Let's talk about Sound of Freedom for a little bit. I just want to say that, listen, I had to bring it up. This guy, I know there's people celebrating this movie. I know that people like this movie. Well, not that they like this movie, is that they're going to see this movie. This movie is a I wouldn't call it dishonest, but it's very much like the Passion of the Christ. It actually does star Jesus. It does. It stars Jesus.
They starred the guy who plays.
Yeah, they even have the guy who plays Jesus star in it. Yes, he does. He thinks he's just, yes. Hello, we have new character now. This is what happens. Hello. I am the Jesus. I am the Jesus. I have the music in the background because I am the Jesus. And I am in the new movie, The Sound of the Freedom. You will go to see this movie. You know why? Because you are buying the tickets in advance. So you can see the Jesus save the little children. That's right. I am the Jesus. I am Jesus. What's seasoning the box office? Yes, that is right. You are Disneying the box office. What you do is you go to the website and you buy the ticket for the movie. And you buy the ticket for other people to see the movie. Starring the Jesus. Holy crap, they sold 3 million tickets to this thing?
Yeah, I got a lot of free.
That is right.
They're telling anybody who doesn't buy a ticket to and love it and cry that they're groomers.
That is right. That is right. They got the plague all you money to see the movie starring the Jim Caviezel as the ballad. I am the Jesus. Jesus, say to me, where need the Jim Caviezel to star in my movie? And we have ways to support the sounds of the freedom. People seeing the movie and they are buying the tickets for the other people. And as you can see, the Jesus ran out of the music. Okay. I am going back now. So the character, the Jesus, the Jesus. So okay, so but here's the thing about this. I'm not listen. There's nothing inherently wrong in what they're doing, but the reason why is because people are buying more people are buying tickets than are actually seeing this movie, and they get that money. They get that money regardless. It's kind of like Cartman in with the Passion. We should all take one other person to see the Passion. Oh, that's right. And I'm sorry. Why should I pay it forward to see The Sound of Freedom? When you pay it forward to see The Sound of Freedom, you're covering the cost of actual movie tickets for someone who would not otherwise be able to see the film. With the success of His Only Son, Angel Studios proved to the theatrical industry that this paid forward model surpassed expectations. When you pay it forward, you are part of a movement in history to share stories that amplify light. What happens if all tickets are not claimed? If there are any funds remaining after the theatrical run, they will be used to pay for streaming Sound of Freedom in the Angel Studios app. Remaining funds from Pay It Forward may also be used to help the filmmaker create additional content. So they keep the money. So yeah, so they help, and they're booking private theaters to see this. Greg Kirby, I am not seeing this movie. I already know about the sex trade and the traffickers. Yes. But listen, there's nothing wrong about what they're doing. But this whole thing, this claim about, there's nothing wrong about this pay it forward thing.
No, but the vigilante thing is illegal.
The what?
The vigilante is illegal.
The vigilante, yeah. Well, they're kind of skirting the law by operating outside of it. And we watched this movie. It's not a good movie. Listen, I know your heart's in the right place, but it's not a good movie.
I don't think it is when they're painting everybody who's not watching it as sinners.
Yeah, and ultimately the thing I have a problem with is this movie is a trap. What do I mean about that? I mean, if you say anything bad about it, you are branded as, people come out of the woodwork. Well, you support this, you support that. You're a bad human being. Oh wow, you support this. I bet you're a closet this, a closet that. Hey, listen, I just don't like a movie.
I heard this before with you're a sexist, you're a racist if you don't like Kathleen Kennedy. So
This is the same tactic as what the left uses when a movie like The Rise of Skywalker, or even Poob, Indiana Poob and the Poobie of Poob, or even The Last Jedi, or Captain Marvel, or the Marvels will give, and WandaVision, in WandaVision series, where you get this, it's the same idea. It's the same idea. It's the same exact tactic. When somebody says they don't like it, you're a racist. You're a sexist.
You just don't like strong women. Well, yeah, I bet you like you do Bat or Spider-Verse. Yes. Well, you're just turning a blind eye to exposing a problem. You just don't want you just want to
Watching the movie.
you just want the traffickers. You just want the traffickers to win. This movie is quite literally a trap.
Yeah, just look at my comments.
Yeah, just look at Becca's comments. How many people are you? Oh,
I've
you.
never heard before.
They're shining light. They're shining a light on this problem. Spider-Verse wasn't a very good movie. Thank you, Greg Kirby. Spider-Verse wasn't a very good movie. But you know what? You just don't like Miles Morales. You're just a racist. You don't like diverse heroes. You hate diversity. That's what they do. That's exactly what they do. And the other side is doing it with this movie. This is their Captain Marvel moment right here.
They think they can get away with it.
Well, they are getting away with it.
They are. Well, I'm not saying
Because it's such a horrendous charge. It is such. Yes, chef. It's a trap. It is such a horrible thing to accuse somebody of. It really is. It is a horrible, horrible thing. You don't throw that accusation around.
I do to Tim Pool, though.
Tim Pool is actually using it.
Tim Pool, who gets hard with his neck, he's something down his lap, allegedly.
Yeah.
Tim Pool, who's obsessed with children's genitals?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah.
He's using the SJW tactic. The leftist Tim Pool, the liberal Tim Pool, is using a leftist cancel tactic.
Yes, Tim
Leftist Tim Pool,
dim tool.
leftist liberal Tim Pool is using a
Hey,
cancel
man.
tactic again. First online, now with this.
And Tim
Okay, are we listening to
Tim accused Emma Vigeland of being
Pedo.
because she came in and she was actually to her. She was listen. I've been listening to Emma Vigeland on the Maturity Report for a couple of years now, and
She's all right.
huh?
She's all right.
Yeah, I mean, but she's very intelligent. She knows her stuff. She's not going to be intimidated, and she came in well prepared, and Timmy had no response for her. He was completely overmatched.
She's using leftist cancel mom tactic.
And when people like that, when they're overmatched, they start calling people names.
He's still a leftist.
Yeah. Oh no, he pretends to be this.
But he's literally using cancel mom tactics. That's what the left does.
He pretends to be this like, hey man, I'm this disaffected liberal who's seen the. Yes.
Jim Pool is using the left-wing cancel mob tactics against Bud Light, against anybody who disagrees with this movie.
Shining light on these pork ribs, black garlic wings, Cajun shrimp skewers. My smoker right now. Yummy. Yum pork. Wings. And Tim can't sing.
I see it better.
Tim's this Nickelback. You said we sounded like Nickelback. You do sound like Nickelback. Tim, you're bald. You're bald, Tim. At least listen, I acknowledge I'm bald. I just wear the hat because it looks cool. And it looks a lot better than my big ass head on camera. Tim, so anyway, like I said, Rob, eat his chickens. Oh yeah, those chickens look. Huh?
I will eat his chicken.
I will eat your chickens. I'll drink your milkshake. I will eat your chickens.
I like his girlfriend too, because he didn't know how.
Yeah, he doesn't do that. He doesn't
Probably
go.
not.
Probably
You
doesn't.
think he does? You think
I don't think. Allison, why would I do such a thing? Why would I do that? Put my lips on your what? How could you want me to do that? That is unclean. That is unsavory, Allison.
And it is not for procreation.
And it does not serve any procreative end. Allison, we can only have intercourse if we are planning to procreate. You can't do that for pleasure. That's I should come up with the character. That's the Dim Tool. That's the new character. Dim Tool.
Oh, there's the Dim Pool.
Damn it.
All right, you
All right, so, huh?
are you done?
Almost. So we're going to do some animal news. So we got to do some animal news now. So that's my thoughts on this. You know, don't fall into the trap. Don't indulge these people. So we're going to do some animal news. Animal news coming up in 1 hour. Do some animal news. Mr. Civil War. Well, we're in the middle of a civil war. Civil war. He says civil war all the time because it's one of those. It's algorithm bait. It is. It's algorithm bait. It's just to feed the algorithm. You and Sam are left-wing grifters. I'm like the guy who makes 10,000 videos saying civil war, civil war, civil war, and Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. What was the other big one? Civil war, Donald Trump. What's the other one? Groomers. Drag shows, groomers. The guy who makes 10 million videos about those, he's calling anybody a grifter. I think Ball is calling somebody a grifter. All right, so let's do Tim Pool, the ultimate grifter, and chickens and guns. Yes. So chickens, guns, and money. Let's go to. Okay, so let's go to animal news. Animal news. It's summer, and the sharks are out, people. Multiple shark bites reported off the New York coast in 2 days. Incidents reported Monday and Tuesday near Fire Island. Ooh, near Fire Island. Long Island and Babylon, all with all victims surviving the run-ins. Several shark encounters and sightings were reported this week from East Coast to the Gulf Coast. 5 incidents that involved sharks suspected sharks occurred Monday and Tuesday off of New York, officials said. All victims survived. At Fire Island, New York, a 15-year-old boy who was surfing early Monday was bitten by a shark on the heel and his toes, Suffolk County police said. His heel and toes remained intact, and he was hospitalized with injuries that are not life-threatening. Well, there's all kinds of sharks, though. It's not always great whites. Also Monday, 15-year-old girl sustained puncture wounds from an unknown source in the water off Robert Moses State Park in Babylon, New York. The Robert Moses State Park, Babylon here?
No, the vampires. Puncture wounds.
The State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation said in a statement. Robert Moses, for anyone who doesn't know, was a big-time developer in New York City. He brought the World's Fair to Queens, to Flushing in '64, because he wanted the same experience. When he was a kid, going to the World's Fair in 1939. The girl was treated at the scene by paramedics. The agency said the incident prompted authorities to deploy drones to patrol Robert Moses and Jones Beach State Parks. The drones recorded imagery of multiple sharks in the water off of Long Island about 8:30 a.m. Tuesday. Officials said they were likely sand tiger sharks, which can grow to be 10 feet or larger. About 1:30 p.m. Tuesday, a 47-year-old man wading in the waters off of Cog, a village in Long Island, was bitten on his right knee and had lacerations, police said in a statement. The man did not see what attacked him. Cog police said in a statement that the bite was from a larger marine animal. The beachgoer was taken to the hospital with injuries that are not life-threatening, police said. After the incident, authorities said they encourage visitors to stay out of the water. Minutes after that attack, a man swimming off Fire Island Pines hamlet on Fire Island was bitten on his right hand by a shark, Suffolk County police said. The 49-year-old man was taken to the hospital with injuries that are not life-threatening, police said. So there's quite a few shark attacks here. A few hours later, at Sailor's Haven Beach on Fire Island, a woman believed to be about 50 was bitten, according to Nick Clemens of Fire Island National Seashore.
National Park Service lifeguards responded, and Suffolk County Police took her to the hospital for treatment of a minor injury. Clemens said in a statement, sightings were also reported in Florida. Monday, a woman recorded video that showed a shark circling in shallow waters off of Navarre Beach, where many who had waded into the water turned the other way and fled. Another video showed a hammerhead shark gliding near a stand-up paddleboard rider off Surfside, a South Florida town on the Atlantic coast. To help reduce the chance of a shark encounter, experts say avoid wearing bright clothing or shiny jewelry. If a shark is seen, try to stay calm and maintain your position in a quiet manner, as quiet a manner as possible, according to Florida Museum of the Home. Florida Museum, home of the International Sharks Attack File. Most sharks are merely curious and will leave on their own accord, it says. But if they do move closer, flee. And if that doesn't work, fight, experts say. The museum says to hit a shark on the tip of its nose if necessary. Earlier this year, the shark attack file found that New York's 8 unprovoked attacks last year were an annual record for the state, which had reported only 12 such attacks since 1837. There's actually a graphic novel at that one store about the shark attacks in 1912 or whatever it is. The file said sand tiger sharks are attracted to Long Island and Fire Island areas because of their protective bays. Most bites in Long Island last year have occurred as those sharks were drawn closer to shore seeking bait fish, it said. Despite those incidents, the number of unprovoked attacks decreased in 2022 to tie 2020, with the fewest reported incidents worldwide in the last 10 years, according to the file. So sharks are attacking. Okay. Is this good news? Not really. People survived. That's good. I don't like sad animal stories, but people are surviving shark attacks, so that's good. So there's the animal news. Take care if you're swimming this year in the water. You never know what's out there. So now is the time of the show that I do what I like to call headlines from the future. As you know, I like to keep up on top of the news. In doing so, keeping on top of the news, I subscribe to a special service that sends me headlines from the near future. So you're going to hear the following news. You are hearing it first. The headlines from the future. First headline from the future. Vladimir Putin named Russia's Man of the Year again with 99.3% of the vote. Once again, Russian President Vladimir Putin was named Man of the Year. When told the honor, Putin said, that 0.7%, I want their names. So headline from the future, number 2. Golden Knights file restraining order against local fan. Vegas Golden Knights were granted a restraining order against a local fan after several team members informed management that they were groped by an overzealous female. The fan, who was not identified, had been known to the team for some time. A team spokesman said, this kind of thing happens a lot, but this had gone too far. She would just rub their sticks up and down and talk about corrupting them. Finally, the team said enough was enough. So our final headline from the future. Marvel Cinematic Universe ends as it finally runs out of characters. It eventually had to happen. The long-running Marvel Cinematic Universe has announced its final movie, as it has long run out of bankable characters. At a press conference at the El Capitan Theater, Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige said, I think we milked this thing long enough. I mean, at some point, we might actually have to make another Captain Marvel movie, and nobody wants that. Actress Brie Larson, who was in attendance, said, was that a personal attack or something? Pet the goat, screw in the light bulb. There we have it, the headlines from the future. That was not disclosed by police at the time. So, those are the headlines of the future. Everyone, thank you everyone for joining me on this lovely Sunday afternoon. I am about to indulge in some yummy
yummy, 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 yummy nachos that were prepared by Emeka, as she was so wont to do. I'd like to thank everybody in chat. Listen Meow, Substance D, Greg Kirby, Anthony Way, Cesario Japan, Chef Nation, Anubis, T800, Andrew Helm, Shinseki Evan, the other guy, this other guy, Michael Keller, the other guy there, Fuke Norris, Michael Bashirs, the other guy there, this other guy, that guy, this other guy there, that guy, it's Jelly Donut, Phone Box Chicken, thank him. He's a good guy. That guy, ate a lot though. Mr. MH, everybody, thank you. Cesare Japan again. Everybody. I don't have the biggest audience, but I have the best looking audience. Are you going to do a stream later, possibly? We don't know. Megan might have a stream coming up later. We're not sure. Everyone, check out her videos on her channel. Everyone, I would like to say thank you for joining me. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good evening. Have a good tomorrow. Have a good today. Have a good week. Have a good everything. I may very well be back later with a Grand Theft Auto stream or some other stream. I'm not sure. I'm contemplating buying another game as the Steam sale rages on. Everyone, have a good rest of your day. And as always, we will catch you next time. Oh, darn, we forgot to check in on what the kitties are doing. Where are they? Oh, they're begging for food. They're begging for food in the other room. Okay, they're not near a camera. Sorry, everyone. All right, catch you. Sorry, everyone. Catch you next time.